Hey guys, hello and welcome to week 1 task 2. Yes, we are. Hard to believe we're already on task 2. So, for those of you who hopefully have just come from task 1, welcome. If you have been a little while and you haven't looked at task 1 for a while, we'll go through a few extra little bits, but they're at the beginning of the task 1, week 1 task 1 video. They're just some top tips on glues and different bits and pieces. So if you haven't watched that because you joined in the live classes or something like that, it's worth just looking at the first minute or two of that, just a few top tips. Anyway, from your bags, your big bag, big yellow, orangey yellow bags that you got, we should be able to find a week 1 task 2 bag. The other thing you're going to need from your big main bags is the sheet of A4 card, okay? So it's the big sheet of A4 card. Now be careful, because there are a few different sheets of A4 card in there, excuse me, and some of them have some printing on them. So you don't want one that has printing. There's only one that has absolutely nothing printed on it. So that's the one you need to find. We will also need our glue sticks, our glue spatula stick, so your lollipop stick that we previously used. And you will also need from that bag, or if you were with us last term, you will also need your paintbrush. So if you haven't got those already, grab those, pause me. For those of you who's your first video, as I explained in one of our earlier videos, I will go through the craft in real time, so we don't jump ahead, we don't do like a quick 5-minute thing to tell you what to do. We will go through the entire craft, but I'll be working at it in my speed. So if I'm going too fast for you, just pause the video. There's a little pause button there, just pause the video, catch up with me, and then unpause it, and then you'll be back with me and we'll carry on from there. So that's the general plan. So we're going to investigate our bag. So first thing we're going to need is our card. So bring out your card, and then we'll bring out everything else from that. So in our bag you'll find there's another little bag. Okay, don't worry too much about opening that just for a second. Then there's some paint, orange paint, and then we've got some green tissue paper. So some of you might have slightly bigger sheets. I've got 4 or 5 or 6 little squares, so we'll need those and nothing else. Always check to make sure. Good, nothing else. Now keep this bag. We're going to need the bags, okay? So the first job we're going to do is we're going to take this bag that everything came in, and we're going to tear it in half. So tear it, doesn't have to be perfect, just like that, rip them in half, and the side that has the week and task number on it, hold on to that for a moment. Okay, so what I want you to do with this one is open it up again. So tear it open, one side, tear it open the other side, and we're doing this just to create a surface area. And we want to create a surface area to put our paint on, okay? So what we're going to do is take all of these things and just put them to one side for the moment, and our card we'll put to one side. We don't quite need this one yet, so pop them over there, and then I'm going to bring this in. So this is half the bag, the printed side, and what we're going to do is get our paint. So just like we spoke about before with our glue, what we're going to do is cut a little corner off the bag. So don't open the bag, just get a little scissors and cut the corner off, and it turns into a piping bag. And what that allows you to do is then just nice and gently and easily and fairly cleanly, believe it or not, squeeze some paint out onto our little bag like that. Okay, and it allows you then also as well to be able to save this. So you can squeeze that corner that you cut just like that, and you can fold them over if you want to save this for another time, okay? Or if you need some more in a few minutes. Now I'm going to go back to this one. So this bag, a bag of bits basically. So we're going to open it up and have a look and see what's in here. Like Christmas with all these things we're opening up. Right, and in here there are loads of jigsaw pieces, okay? So we're going to take some out and we're going to put them down on this little piece of brown paper with our paint on it. Now it doesn't really matter if they're upside down. That's not a huge problem for us. But what we're going to do then is get our paintbrush and we're going to dab our paintbrush in our orange paint and we're going to paint these pieces. So we're just going to dab on them, and don't worry if you get paint all over the little bag. That doesn't matter. That's why we have it. They don't have to be perfectly orange. We don't mind if there's a little bit of the whatever is on the jigsaw that comes through. That's absolutely fine. But we're just going to dab away and paint all of these little pieces as best we can. And again, like I said, it doesn't matter if they're the jigsaw picture side up or the back side. We don't really matter. What we're after is some of the pictures underneath coming through. So it gives it a little bit of texture and a little bit of color. So you guys can do as many of these as you want. I think I've got about half of them. So I've got about 10 or 12 of these out. And I'm just dabbing. Again, you might have to just put a finger on it or it might stick like that to the brush. It doesn't matter if it does. Just pop a little finger on it. Don't worry if you get a little paint on your finger. Just wipe it into the bag if you want. It won't do you any harm, I promise. And dab those until we get some of those painted like that. Good. Now we can always come back and do more, so you don't have to worry about doing every single jigsaw piece that's in that little bag. I've given you plenty. Then these, once we're done, and if you're not done, pause me, we will just put to one side just for a moment, just so they're out of the way. And then we're going to bring back our white card. Okay, very good. So there's my white card. I'm just going to position it here so you guys can all see it nicely. Very, very good. Now we're going to get some glue. So I need to get some extra glue. So just like we talked about before with our glue, I have a bag that I had opened from the previous task. So I'm just going to finish that off. Squeeze it all out there. There you go. Don't squeeze it too tight, or the other end might open. Oh, you can't see me, can you? You guys can't see me because I've got it out of shot. So I'm going to pull that one down. So I'm just squeezing it out onto my piece of paper. Get some glue out there. Very good. Put that to one side. I will move this out of the way and pull this down here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So I've got my glue on one of my brown paper bags. And all we're going to do, get our glue stick. Now we're working in portrait, so the long way. And we're going to just do a little scoop. And we're going to put some glue just right up the middle. So from the bottom up the middle of our page. As always, glue placement, you know, we're trying to be neat. But if you end up with a piece over there, doesn't matter. Don't worry, big people. Just encourage your little people to get involved. That's the most important thing. So a nice dollop of glue. Just doesn't matter if you go too far up the middle. Don't worry. Then we're going to go back and we're going to find, remember we tore our first bag to do our painting on? Well, we have the other half of that. Okay? So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to take it in our hands and we're going to scrunch. Now if you want to, you can rip it open a little bit so it's a big open piece like this, and we're going to scrunch it basically, and to create like a sausage shape, long sausage kind of shape like this. Okay, and this we're going to stick right down the middle where we put our glue, just like that. Now don't worry if it's not, we don't want it perfect. We don't want a nice straight lines. If it's a little bit crooked or it's a little bit funny, we don't want it flat. Nice and rough and ready. You can't get this wrong, big people, I promise. Okay, so that's what we're going to do with that one. Okay, next step, going to get some more glue. Now this time we're going to put some glue. I'll move this down a little bit. I'm going to put some glue from the top of that bag going out. Okay. Like this. So you're going to scoop, and you can just drizzle and spread, and it doesn't matter, you can do it in like little circles, and we're going to just push them out from the top of this one. Yeah, just out the top, and it's starting to kind of create a little shape. I don't know if any of you can see that, what it might be looking like. Okay, so we won't say just yet. So, are you ready? Next job. Get the bag that our jigsaw pieces came in. Now, I've got some left in mine, so I'm just going to take those out for the moment and leave them to one side. Make sure my bag is empty. And then what I'm going to do is, just like before, I'm going to tear this bag in half. Now, if it doesn't go perfectly in half, I don't mind. Just going to tear them like that. Beautiful job. And then I'm going to take one half and open it up again so it's nice and long. Okay, and then this one, loads of tearing. We love tearing. I'm going to tear into strips. Okay, so about that sort of thickness. You know, a couple of maybe 3 or 4 fingers thickness. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect in any way. I'm going to do that. I'm going to tear. I'm going to tear. And then I'm going to take the other half of my bag and I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to tear them into pieces. Don't have to be perfect. I'm getting all my tearing done. Very good. Now these ones, we're going to, just like the big one, we're going to scrunch them. But these are scrunched into slightly thinner versions, like this. And then we're going to stick them from the top of our main brown bag, sticking out, so they start to resemble, hey, that's it, you got it, it starts to resemble a tree. So this is our tree trunk, and these are our main branches that grow out from the top of our tree trunk. Very clever, you lot. Very good. Okay, now it doesn't matter if they stick out over the page and they're not going to be the same length, because not all branches are the same length. They don't have the same shape. Okay, and so we're going to get some branches in, and then we're going to get one. We're going to get one more in here. Now, our paper bags are made from, well, paper. Of course, they're made from paper. And this paper comes from a tree, and so we thought it's a really lovely idea to be able to use paper that comes from a tree and essentially recycle it and turn it back into a beautiful tree. So when we've got our tree trunk and our branches spreading out, we can then take our pages and tear them into even smaller branches, and small branches are called twigs, and we'll stick those out from our branches. So it looks like we've got lots of little twigs, and just push them down. They don't have to be covered in glue. They'll stick with the smallest little bit of glue. They're not heavy. And we're just going to squeeze into pieces. Put one in there. There you go. We're going to tear this one down a little bit. Squishy, squeezy, scrunchy, screwy. And it doesn't matter where they go, pop them anywhere in there. There's a really funny shaped one, but it will work perfect. You just have to scrunch it into the way we want it. Pop him in there, push it down. Beautiful job. Now I've got lots more here. You guys can put as many branches on as you want. I'm going to leave it there for the moment because I think that's quite nice. I quite like that level of branching. Now, our tree, of course, grows out of the ground, and all around the ground, around most trees, there's some lovely grass. And that, of course, is what our green tissue paper is for. So we're going to get some more glue. We're going to scoop. We're going to put some glue around the bottom of our tree trunk. Very good. You can put it on top of your tree trunk if you want. That's absolutely fine. And then we're going to get a little piece of one of our little sheets, so separate them if they're stuck together. And just like our branches, we're just going to scrunch it up a little bit. Not too tight, nice and loose. And just stick them down around our tree trunk. Now I'm going to put some on either side, and then I'm going to put one right on top as well, because I want it to look like it's growing out from the ground. I'm going to put one down like that. Don't have to use them all. I've got some extras here, and I'm not going to use them. I quite like that. That's quite nice and even on either side. Now I hear you say, Alan, why on earth were we painting jigsaw pieces? Well, we of course are, and if you have a look at yours, I'm going to bring mine back and push that over there, and bring this one in. They've started to dry and they're orangey, and they've got what we call like an autumn feel to them, because when leaves start and get to this time of the year and we're starting to come into autumn and winter, the leaves are going to start changing colours, and they're going to start going from their beautiful green colour to a browns and oranges, and they're autumn colours. And so that's what we thought we would do, is start with a little autumnal tree. So our jigsaw pieces become our leaves. Yes, so we're going to scoop a little bit of glue, and we're just going to put a little dollop of glue onto our branches. Now you can put them anywhere you want. There is no right, there is no wrong. Absolutely anywhere at all on any of the branches. So I'm going to scoop, I'm going to put one there, and then you can hold them down if they're not quite dried yet, and we're just going to put some dollops of glue anywhere on the branches or on any of the twigs. You cannot put them in the wrong place. Okay? And then we're just going to go over and pick some of our jigsaw pieces and just put them paint side up on top of the glues. So it doesn't matter which ones you use, they can be big ones or small ones. And it doesn't matter how many you use, you can choose to use a few or you can choose to use them all. It's absolutely up to you. We're just going to pick and we're going to push. I'm just going to layer our branches on top, or our leaves I should say, on top of some glue. They'll basically stick anywhere. Now it'll take a little bit of time for these to all stick down, but you carry on until you're happy with all of your branches that you've put on your tree. Now of course our leaves fall from our tree, so the other thing you could do is you could maybe have a leaf or two that are already falling, and maybe even some that are already on the ground around the tree where we put our grass, because of course that's where most of the leaves will fall. So we're going to pick up another one, put one there, a couple there maybe. Beautiful job, team. And of course have one falling. There's one that's falling down through the sky. There's another one. And so we build up a little scene. I'm going to put one over this side. And there you have your beautiful autumn scene with your leaves falling down from the trees. Very good job, gang. A beautiful recycled from paper back that came from a tree back to being a beautiful tree. Great job, gang. Don't forget, we love to see pictures of you guys working hard and of all the lovely things you've made. So please, please, please send them in to us. If you've got any videos, send them in to us and we would love to see them. So super job, good job on your first week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.